What up, robots? So recently we've been hearing far too much slander from my boy Dragon Mortar and Kaboom Grenade. Now the Kaboom Grenade one is going to follow after this video, but Dragon Mortar isn't to be slept on. It's one of the higher DPS weapons in the game, so the highest explosion radius. And anyone who says it's bad, I don't want to be rude, but it's a skill issue. This weapon slaps, it's very, very strong, and it just takes a little bit of getting used to. Let's see if I can still remember how to do it. I've done Dragon Mortar only runs in the past. This is not going to be a Dragon Mortar only run. This is going to be a Dragon Mortar build to showcase how just because it can't hit flying things doesn't mean it's bad, because you can cover its weakness with abilities while still mainly using Dragon Mortar. Alright, let's start. Now, Commander isn't the only one that can do this kind of build and this kind of playstyle. It works fine on anyone without basically that gets laser room. Works very well on engineer as well, because engineers drones will take out all the small flying stuff that can be a little bit annoying to deal with Dragon Mortar. I haven't done a full Dragon Mortar playthrough on Moon yet, so it'll be very interesting to try that. But I can't imagine it's going to be too difficult. Yeah, there's a lot of flying enemies, but a lot of explosive damage as well. Take scanning burst, because if you know, you know, it's one of the strongest scanning in the game. We'll take Winter Hat. Hopefully we'll get a blue mortar at some point and then swap out. So the really good thing about the Dragon Mortar is its reload animation can actually be cancelled early. So it's actually got a quicker reload animation than it looks. And for the amount of damage it does, and for how big the projectile is, and the explosion, having a quick reload is really good. And as we've got stool, crouching in the air, big damage. Both of these are actually quite big. I'm going to take Atomic Mushroom. The crit would probably be better, but bigger explosion size means easier to hit. Just go in, pogo stick, go up high. The reason we want to go up high at the moment is because we've got the stool, so we want to utilise it. Like that, yeah. Point. I'm not going to take Magic Ring. I would like some elements later. Don't want any of those. More Ricochet is more marking. This will now let us mark basically a whole room with one shot. If I do it in range. But a lot of people, when they say like a weapon sucks, they'll consider their capabilities with the weapon and not how good the weapon actually is, but they'll also consider like its weakness. Like, everyone's just like, you can't use this weapon because there's too many flyers in the game. But even if you don't have other weapons, like almost every single character has a way of dealing with flyers efficiently. And it's not even the worst for dealing with flyers. Like, you can learn the projectile arc and deal with flyers most of the time on instinct. Sometimes it takes a little bit and it can be a little bit annoying, but for the most part, it's absolutely fine. Another thing I would say about the Dragon Mortar that made it a lot easier for me was changing its cursor. Here we take hot potato, so now we can insta reload it and get more accurate damage off it as well. And you can see it shoots 6 shots before we can actually get the hot potato reload up. So we actually need to get the upgrade for it, which not a lot of weapons actually need. That kind of shows how quickly it does shoot off its shots. Apparently I can't language while playing. What's that? What the fuck is hitting the other side? I misplayed that. That wasn't anything to do with the mortar, really. I just got slapped by something off to the side. I don't have any idea. You know, I actually wanted to take this build to fight Mozzie because it's one of the harder, smaller boxes, so people would be shocked that you can quite easily fight Mozzie with this weapon. So I guess when I do the confusion grenade video, I'll take that to Mozzie, showcase just how you can quite easily hit a lot of flying weapons. You see, the damage is fairly decent. AoE is huge. You don't even really need to, after you've learned how to use it, you don't even need to think about it anymore. Most flying enemies will go close to walls that you can intentionally hit as well, or you can just clock them with the projectile directly. Both of these are really good. I'm going to take this, it's going to be more consistent. We'll take Toaster. Okay, here we go. And as I say there, it went next to the wall, so nice and easy hit. If you're above an enemy, you can shoot them straight down, so it's not that different from shooting a normal weapon. Mark on the ball. We're not going to hit that, so just use the rocket to clear it out. As I say, this isn't a challenge run, this is just people say the weapon's bad, and I want to prove that if you build for it and play correctly with it, it's a very good weapon. Yes, you have to play it differently. I took a bit down there because I was trying to line up a little bit of shots, so yeah, it can happen sometimes, but as you can see, you can deal with flying enemies with this weapon. A lot of flying enemies, like the gun pawns and stuff, they tend to land after doing a volley after a while, so you just concentrate on the rest of the room. Normally by the time you've finished it, they'll land and then you can just turn and kill them. I actually love Perfume Bottle, but I'm not going to take it with this because we want explosion radius builds really with a mortar. And let's not go Waystation. Let's go Fusion, because that has some of the more awkward enemies to deal with. So if any weapon is going to struggle, it should be the mortar, right? So that's going to be a real pain in the ass to hit. Because of its position, but apparently I'd hit it fine twice, so you know. Oh, I missed all of those shots by the hand blade, didn't I? I mean, so far we've been dealing with ranged enemies most of the time fairly consistently. You're not even relying on like ricochet or anything like that, which you can also get on. It's flying, but you may as well be on the ground because he's so close to it. Fly above that. Flanking at the air, shoot down on him. Go. Ooh, secret book. Can't use little wheel, unfortunately. Take pyro powder. That'll increase the damage of our mortar at the moment. Because we've got toaster, and then hot dog will give us more AoE as well if we manage to kill them quick enough while they're still burning. So, yeah, we are using the shorty a little bit to deal with some of the smaller flying enemies. Like that. So, absolutely obliterated that room. Little mobs are pissing me off though. Why are they preemptively shooting, man? Come on. Yeah, I would say it's really difficult to deal with flying enemies, you know? Just can't do it with this weapon at all, nope. Too difficult. Like, I'm actually finding it easier to hit these flying flies with this than I would with most other weapons in a run. Okay, so we've taken a few bits of damage, but this is one of the harder levels, so not that surprising. I'll grab a drum. If we end up with yeah, either a cryo or a shock dragon mortar would be sweet. So again, this could be stronger with a better Dragon Mortar with like affixes that help with this shit. You get bigger explosion size with Mega Beam, you get Ricochet, you get Freewheel. Right, I was a little bit quiet through that. So the mortar does take a little bit more concentration than a standard weapon, or something that just locks on play the game for you. But the damage that it deals and the clearer speed that it has is just insane once you learn it. So don't listen to the haters about how bad this weapon is, because you'll see I'm doing almost 500 damage without crits. Like, imagine if I had any auto crit at all. Like, people who say it's bad just haven't learned how to use it yet, or haven't done a proper build with it. Wow, I shot that through his face. Ooh, that's... Okay, that was close. That wasn't because of the Dragon Mortar, that was because I was an idiot. Whew! Lost a few years off my life for that one. There we go. Right. Because we don't need faster reloading. Don't need more marking. Oh, let's grab a floppy disk, get some AoE shock happening up in here. Don't really want any of those. Shorty cooldown will mean more marking, so let's do that. Let's snipe him out. Okay. So many flying enemies, it's going to be tough to deal with this game. That was just impossible to deal with. Like, I just don't know why you would ever play the Dragon Mortar. It's so difficult to hit flying enemies. You know? That one there, that would actually be, that's actually a difficult spot to hit. But luckily, this game gives you options with every build, where you can actually deal with weaknesses if you really need to. Even though 90% of the time I haven't needed to. Strange, that. I knew I was going to get punished there, I was risking it. Yeah. Now we'll take popcorn, more burn on your mark. Oh, there was one flying enemy in that room that's going to be a pain. Now, when I say like there's bad weapons in the game, like the ionic blasters, or ionic palms, whatever they're called now, like I mean that they suck. Like you have to go a full out auto crit build to even reach 250 damage. The only thing that they do is let you be a mindless slave to the left fire, because you don't have to aim. So if you have 0 aim and 0 FPS skills, then they're probably okay for you. But if you want to actually use good weapons, he says, completely missing that flyer, yeah, some of them take a little bit more practice to use, but they're a lot more rewarding. And like you can't get stuff out of our palms just by learning how to use them. There's nothing to learn. You hold the left trigger and you might do some damage. I'm holding the left trigger and aiming, so I've learned how to use this weapon, and doing more DPS than you will ever get with palms. In like one shot. Like without critting with this weapon, I am doing more damage than the palms would do with crits. I didn't ever go to the green area. I'm gonna go to the green area. I want more power. Give me more. So yeah, when I say something's bad, it's not because you can get something out of it or you can make it work, because you can make everything work in the game. You could complete the game with a grey fox pistol. Right? Just because you can complete the game with it, or just because you can S rank, doesn't mean that a weapon is good or de facto bad. It's the stats and what you can min-max out of it that makes them good or bad. Right, so we're coming up to the game getting a little bit harder. Okay, I missed those shots, but just walk it into the ground and you can then hit it. So positioning is another big thing, right? Not just learning how to aim it, but you do have to kind of 3D chess it a little bit, of just trying to position them so that they'll be near ground, or identify where the ground is that's close to them, so you can hit that instead of them. You can't land like pinpoint shots. And the explosion radius is so big that it makes it kind of easy. And if you've got Baby Boom, the explosion radius when that triggers is even bigger. Boing. Yeah, flying enemies are difficult to hit them. Even the small fly ones, they're very difficult. Guaranteed crits would be big, but I'm already at minus armor because of balloon. I'm not really getting much out of it. So it's not right now. So let's bait it over here, but I can hit it with these rather than trying to snipe out the air. I could have sat and tried to get an angle to snipe it, but then that would have risked like missing the hot potato as well and not killing it and then taking damage, rather than just having a little bit of patience and just baiting it back into an area that I can go back into. Now part of this is that, you know, marking shorty is just busted. So part and part is the build is a good build as well. But it doesn't mean that you should sleep on the mortar just because people say it's difficult to hit flying enemies. Because like, I've hit a lot of flying enemies this run. Smooth cannon again. The more that we can arc, the better. Yes, it does a lot of damage. Yes, it means that we're not using mortar as much all the time. As I said, this isn't a challenge run, this is just to showcase that you can make weapons work, and if you play around their weaknesses with your build, you can definitely make it work. Alright, so now if we get Jim, it would be preferable, but we can kill people with it. Right, so we're going to start off by going here. Oh, it is still doing good. Below that. So going below there is normally safe against a lot of his attacks. It's just not against the machine gun, because that's one of the ones that can hit 360 degrees around it. There we go, nice quick kill. I can just see myself choking the second part of the Osiris fight, but we're going to try and do our best. I haven't ever fought the second phase of Iris with mortar, so it will be me learning it on the fly. But that's probably something good to showcase. Yeah, we are focusing a little bit more on this one, because, as people say, Moon has so much flying enemies. Get my angles right. Go. This room might be a little bit harder. This one tends to be a little more enclosed, with lots of flyers, but we'll see if we can make it work. Getting knocked over a little bit. Okay, so my aim has been atrocious on these guys, but was not able to get my angles on that ledge. So yeah, it can be a struggle sometimes, even if you're experienced with it, but to say that it's bad is just ignoring what it can do if you're good with it. And this is a green one. Like, yeah, we've got nitro on it, we've got fire rate on it, so it's got some good greens on it. But just think what we could be doing with a fantastic one or a purple one. do that a lot against this boss. Ooh, that was not a good situation to land in. Almost through. Now for probably the hardest part of the run. Learning how to consistently get this guy in the air. Yeah, it's a very weak weapon, right? Can't hit flyers at all. So yeah, like, don't listen to the haters when it comes to stuff like Dragon Mortar. Obviously, I'm also going to do an actual proper playthrough of the Kaboom Grenade as well to showcase how ridiculously strong that is, despite what everyone's saying about it being a weak weapon and crap. Yeah, hope you enjoy seeing what mortar cannons can actually do in the hands of someone who's practiced with them. The reason I practice with them is because they used to be some of the better speedrunning tools. And they're still up there. But anyway, that's me done, so peace, love and buddy bots. See you later.